So, how to actually go ahead and get your first client in SMMA easily as a total beginner. See, the thing about beginners in SMMA is that a large portion of them barely understand how to run an SMMA, let alone the nitty gritty stuff that actually propel your agency into making 10, 20, 50x what it's currently making, right? And that's what we'll be talking about in this video. This will be a 10 to 15 minute video, however long it is, and I hope you watch this video, the whole video, with zero distractions and with your earphones on, because honestly, what I realized about people is that they can't even watch, you might even be one of these people, but they can't even watch a 15-minute YouTube video and expect to be able to build a successful business, right? I mean, which one of those is really harder, right? Building a business or watching a 15-minute video that will help you build your agency way more quicker. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you can hit that red icon right there, or flip your phone vertically and hit the subscribe button to actually take that first step into elevating your agency and your business. Let's hop into this video. So the first step, or the first advice into getting your first client in SMMA easily, is understanding your niche. See, a large majority of agency owners just outreach to thousands of people in hundreds of niches. What they should rather do is focus on one niche and truly understand its pain points and how to market to them specifically, right? And how to go about finding that information. How do you go about finding the information about their pain points, what they desire, what their goals are, how they even got into that industry, right? I'm about to explain that to you, and this is actually something I talked about with my mentor 2 days back on Sunday. It was a 45-minute call, which actually made my day, because normally our calls are anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, right? And my mentor is he has a 7 to 8 figure agency which he runs in America. And when I was talking to him about this, he was trying to explain to me how if you have a YouTube channel, you aren't supposed to give hardcore value. You're supposed to give general knowledge for people to want to buy your course. Then I explained to him how I don't want to run a course or create a course, because honestly, it'll be too time consuming and energy draining, because once people pay me to give them knowledge, I'll be compelled to ensure that they succeed, right? And honestly, if I were to start a course, it would be too expensive for 99% of people to afford, right? So I was faced with a dilemma of either creating a course and only 1% of people being able to afford that course, or giving away that same amount of knowledge for free. And what I chose to do is just give away that same amount of knowledge for free, right? Because I figured that way I would impact a large majority of people than I would if I had to create a course, right? And honestly, it wouldn't feel like a job to me. It would be more like a hobby if I just gave away the information I know for free. And knowing that my content is changing people's lives is something that's can't be described. It's a feeling that can't be described. If I had to think of a word to describe it, the word would be amazing. And that word is light years away from the actual feeling of being able to change someone's life, right? So I'm straying away from the point here. Let me jump into the point. So how to go about finding that information. So what I suggest you do is you change your entire email outreach. I have a outreach YouTube video you can check out after this video, right? I'll link it up here. But anyway, that outreach would have to be revamped totally, right? You take the foundations and you'd have to revamp it, because this strategy is totally different from the one that I mentioned there. See, in this strategy, you're selling the meeting, right? But more importantly, it's not a sales meeting. It's not an audit call or a demo call or discovery call, whatever you want to call it, right? It's not one of those sort of meetings. Well, technically, you know it is, right? But they don't know it is. Like, the people you'll be reaching out to, the people in your niche don't know it is, because what you'd actually go ahead and do in reaching out to them is saying, let's say you want to do real estate, for example, right? Maybe you want to work with real estate agents, real estate brokers, etc., right? What you would do is just reach out to them and say, hey, my name is Bongi, and I'm currently starting a new project that helps real estate agents book appointments, maybe 20 to 40 appointments a month. Wait, you wouldn't mention the amount. Yeah, you just say, I'm currently starting a project that books appointments for real estate agents, and it's currently still in beta because I'd just like to understand more about the real estate niche in general and how it works. Would you mind sparing 15 to 30 minutes to help me figure out this information? Your help would be much appreciated. And PS, this is not a sales call of any sort. This is just me as a business owner reaching out to you to educate me about your niche. My regards, Bongi, right? Bongi. And then you'd have your schedule link somewhere in that email. You decide wherever you want to put it, right? Or you'd say, that would be much appreciated, right? Here's the link to the scheduling page where you can book your meeting with me. Then my regards, best regards, Bongi, right? And then that's the end of that. And the thing about that is, why I love that specifically so much, is that you're not trying to sell them anything, and they'll feel compelled to help you, right? Because they'll be thinking, oh my gosh, this person is asking me for help, right? It's not some sort of spammer trying to get me to buy another product, right? It's just a person asking me for help. I'll gladly help this person, right? I'll gladly spare 30 minutes of my time to help this person, right? And this is very powerful because in that meeting, you can use the sales script that I created. You can check that sales script right here. So the link. You can use that sales script I made for you guys, and you can actually use that to, I don't know how to, you can actually use that to close them, although you have to do a couple of editing, right? You'd have to ask more questions, right? More specific questions, as in, like, for example, like, hey, what are your pain points, etc., things like that, on top of the current sales script that I gave you. And knowingly, during this meeting, you'll be invoking an emotion in them, right? A pain point, because you'll be causing them to open up their sores by themselves and show you their sores, and then at the end of it, you'll be the one to cover up their sores and be like, hey, I can assist you in that. If you're also just like the other real estate agents you just mentioned, I can help you with that. And then boom, you get yourself a client there and then, right? But there's a whole lot more other things that I'm going to discuss, but that's the foundation of it, right? This is the foundation of how you actually go about taking that first step. But it's very important that you actually ensure that you're getting valuable information about that niche in general still in that meeting, right? And then after having like 5 to 10 meetings, because the conversion rates of this when I did it was around 50 to 75%, right? Reply rate, that's not meeting ratio. Meeting ratio was 15 to 20% per outreach that I was doing, right? And now I had to totally revamp my outreach and use the outreach that I showed you in this video, right? that's the current outreach that I use, because I currently already have clients and already understand their pain points. So there's no need for me to go ahead and lie about me needing help, because I don't, right? But anyway, let's go to the next point, is that if you are able to understand their needs, their pains, and what they're trying to achieve, that is when you win. That's when you, honestly, once you understand their needs, their pain points, and what they are trying to achieve, it's already checkmate for you, right? And after you've gotten your first, second, and third client, you already have a proof of concept after that sort of situation, right? And I'll go more in detail about it, right? But start outreaching to these leads. So if you are new, you'll have to first take time to test out all the different outreaches and touch methods, right? Test message templates out. Then with all the proven things, you could turn it into a system, right? When I say different outreach methods, different touch methods, right? You got to find these leads and then reach out to them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, right? Text message, whatever you have to do, you just do all of those, right? And then after maybe like 1,000, no, not 1,000, that's too much for a beginner. After like 500 to 100, right? Anywhere between 100 to 500, you decide where you want to take it. Anywhere from 100, you can stop at 100, you can stop at 500, right? But the more the merrier, right? Because then once you've done that, you actually dissect, okay, only Facebook Messenger and email are providing me good results, and I'm not getting any sort of reply or meeting from SMS, Twitter, Instagram, etc., right? Let me stop outreaching to them on those platforms and only focus on those two platforms, right? What I honestly suggest is you have 3 touch points, right? But the more the merrier, right? But 3 touch points, 2 to 3, right? So 2 to 3 touch points is more of the sweet spot for me personally, right? I outreach to my clients in 2 methods only: email and LinkedIn. Those are the only 2 places I actually go ahead and outreach to my prospects. Prospects. You could reach out to Facebook groups and join them to establish a relationship and get seen as a leader in your niche, right? I'd suggest joining 8 Facebook groups and just constantly giving out value to those groups, and also replying to people's questions in those groups, right? Because that way you'll be seen as a leader in that niche. And once you're seen as a leader in that niche, then people will start going to your Facebook profile and they'll see that, oh, okay, so this person, and of course you'll have like your, like what your agency does in your Facebook bio, right? That's what you'll write. Maybe you'll write like, we provide quality customers to e-commerce businesses, right? And then all these e-commerce business owners who check out your profile will PM you and say, hey, I run an e-commerce business that needs your help. Will you help me? Right? And cold outreach. I suggest you outreach to them on 2 platforms, right? Such as email and LinkedIn, or email and Instagram, right? And the foundation of cold outreach, right? The goal of the cold outreach is to build relationships. You should only be going hard on this until you have 3 to 5 clients, and put the accelerate on your paid ads. Though the relationship creation through cold outreach is incredibly valuable, as in cold outreach, the person does not know you. You could gladly sell to them on the demo call, but never in the cold outreach. I think I explained this in like basic terms in my previous outreach video, but the main purpose of you outreaching to the client is not to solve their problems in the email, but to instead get them to book a meeting. You're selling the meeting to them. And then in the meeting, you sell the service, right? But in total, your any sort of sales in general is selling the outcome, right? Whether you be selling a car, whether you be selling a course, whether you be selling homes, whether you be selling jewelry, whether you be selling clothes, you're selling the outcome, right? If it's a car, you're selling the ability for a person to get from point A to point B in 2 minutes instead of 15 minutes, right? If it's education, you're selling the person the opportunity to get a job. But with our current education system, you're basically giving them a lotto ticket. When you say, hey, here's a lotto ticket, you might get a job. Here you go ahead, go to school, get your education, right? And with your clothes, you're selling a lifestyle, right? We have hype beasts who just wear logo everything, right? Then we have tech wear, which is one of my favorite lifestyle clothing styles, which is just dark color clothes, right? And then we have so many other sort of clothes and styles. It's so basically, and same thing with houses. You're selling you're selling a family and the creation of a family, right, with a home. So whatever it is you're selling, know that you sell the outcome. You never sell the services, right? If it only took one bedroom to build someone's dream home, then why would you go ahead and build 20 bedrooms? Because that person only needs one bedroom to have their dream home, right? That might be a horrible example, but let me find an easy example. With like general agencies, right? Because I'm teaching people how to build boutique agencies, right? But general agencies, those who don't have a niche, because there are some miracle men who can help any business reach their goals, right? They offer SEO, they offer etc. Ads, they offer website development, right? And the thing about that is that it's just so crazy because the person only wants one specific thing, right? And if you're offering, how do I explain this? You can't be a jack of all trades and a professional at everything, right? So honestly, I'd prefer working with a master of one than working with a jack of trades, because I know that the results I get here will be 150% and the results I get here will only be like 21%. So anyway, that's the end of that portion. I want to talk about getting 3 to 5 clients because I never went more in detail about it. When I say getting 3 to 5 clients, is that you use this method that I've taught you to get 3 to 5 clients. And then once you have 3 to 5 clients, that's what we call a proof of concept, right? Because you've proven the fact that this is an actual pain point that your niche is willing to put money on, right? And that when you get to a situation where you have proof of concept, one of two things will happen. Either number one, you run ads to get your clients and you automate your business, or number two, you continue using the same method to get clients because it's been proven to work. It's just that it will take a whole lot more effort on your side and your VA side, right? Importantly, I want you to click that button right here and subscribe to this channel. Take that first step into elevating your SMMA and business. Getting good.